Hello and welcome back to HardReset.Info. In this video, I will show you how to customize the action button on iPhone 17. And let's begin. As you can see, the action button is located right here, and currently whenever I press it, it does nothing. There's only this little animation, but other than that, nothing is really happening. So let's change that. First, let's navigate into the settings. Let's scroll down a little, and right under accessibility settings, we should see the action button. We can click that, and we'll see that currently we have no action assigned to it. So we can keep scrolling down, keep scrolling left, or we can start with the further left option. And as you can see now, we can switch between silent and ring for calls and alerts. We even have this fancy little animation. And as you can see, we can simply press and click that button. We can click it once again, or we can hold for silent, or we can click and hold to change the mode. That's a pretty nice feature. Let's continue. We can enable focus mode, and as you can see, we can even change especially how exactly we want to change that focus mode. But I will just say of normal, so let's press and hold it. And now we can choose which focus mode we want to enable. I will go with typical do not disturb mode. And of course, if I will think that I want to get rid of that, once again I can just press and hold the action button to disable this or enable something else. It's a very nice feature, and I'm guessing that many people will actually enjoy using it. We can continue with a nice shortcut for camera. I don't really think I need to explain this or show it. You click the action button and you will get a nice camera shortcut. Same thing with torch. You press and hold the action button and you can light up your torch anywhere. I really like using this feature. I've really been using this quite a lot because it's just really nice to use. Like you have like something for, I don't know, I've been assembling Legos recently, and one of the Legos fell like below my desk and that was dark. So I could just take my iPhone, press and hold the action button and just find it without any issues in like 2 seconds. So I would really advise you to use this because it's actually useful. However, if you want to record many voice memos, I would also advise you to enable this. While I'm not really used to doing that, if you really like to, for example, start with a journal or something and you want that voice memos, well, it's a nice feature. The same thing goes with Shazam, which will simply recognize nearby music and then it will provide you with the title and the author and all of that. We can also enable the translate, which will translate phrases or have a conversation with someone in another language. Personally, I have not been using this feature very much. However, if you're planning to travel into some sort of different country, I would really advise you to try it out because who knows, maybe you will find it helpful. We also have the ability to enable the magnifier, which will turn our iPhone into a magnifying glass and it will zoom in and detect objects near us. We can also enable the favorite control, so we can go into choose control, and now we can choose different controls. So for example, we can enable dark mode, we can go into ambient music, we can go into stopwatch, alarm, scanning code. We have plenty of different things to choose from, especially the one which are related to smart home. We can also go into favorite shortcut, we can choose a shortcut right here. So now we can, for example, open certain application, we can call our favorites, we can go into recently played, we can set a timer, we can show folders. There are plenty of different shortcuts to choose from. I don't want to get into too much detail, but as you can see, you can just choose whatever floats your boat. You can leave that. And finally, we can go into accessibility, so we can choose a feature. And every single time we press and hold the action button, we'll enable certain accessibility feature like color filter, live recognition, increasing the contrast, magnifier, the reduce motion mode, reduce white point, there's voice control, assistive touch, background sounds, live captions, fully customizability is the way to go. and I think it's very, very nice to have it. And I think that's all for this video, because the last option is once again no shortcut whatsoever. Once again, if you don't like using any kinds of the weird shortcuts, I would advise you to keep this on, or alternatively have the torch, because trust me, when you start using the torch shortcut, you won't be able to stop using it. But anyway, that's all for this video. If you found it useful, make sure to leave a like, subscribe, and as always, thanks for watching. See you next time.